Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Seven Sparrows Farm. Today I want to talk about onions. I got some people asking me how to know when to harvest their onions. And the truth is, you can kind of harvest them whenever you want. Onions are that sort of thing where if you harvest them before there's a bulb, then they're spring onions. If you harvest them later, then they're fresh onions. If you harvest them really late, then they're storage onions. So I'm going to show you kind of a range of what I've got going on here. I have a wide range of onions in my garden this year because I planted them at different times and different varieties and all sorts of things. But I wanted to show you guys this one specifically. This is an example of what you would call a spring onion or a green onion. You know, if you go to the grocery store in the produce section and they're all bunched together, well, it's just a bunch of these guys, but they've peeled these outer bits off. It's green up top and white down below, and there's no bulb on it. It's great for fresh eating. This one is an example of one that's a little more mature. The green top is bigger. There is a bulb though, so and you'll notice the neck is still straight up and down, still very firm. I could harvest this now as a spring onion and use it fresh, but it's not going to store very well in its present state. So if I want to store it, I need to leave it a little longer. If you're wanting to actually store your onions, then you want to wait until the necks have softened and the tops have flopped over. Then you know that this part is done sending any nutrition to the bulb, and the bulb is as big as it's going to get. So at this point, you can just twist out your onion and set it to cure. You want to sit it out of the direct sun for about 2 weeks until all of this turns brown, and then you'd be ready to string it or put it in a mesh bag or whatever to store. One of the reasons that I have such a variety of onions in my garden is because I grow all of mine from seed. We're in North Georgia and I start my seeds in the end of January, and this is how they come out by the beginning of June. Now, you're going to have to know where you live and what type of onions you need to grow, because there's short day and long day and indeterminate day, and it all has to do with your latitude of where you live as to what you can grow. But the reason I choose seed is because when I've done sets or even starter plants, they end up bolting. If a little baby bulb, like a set, or a little baby plant gets too cold and then gets warmed up, it thinks it's gone through a winter, and then it's going to form a seed head, and it's not going to be putting its energy into forming a nice big bulb. I hope this little overview of onions has been helpful. If you want to see more gardening videos, check them out here.